Matt, our second fight on the main card, UFC 246, we've got Claudia Gadelha taking on Alexa Grasso at 155 pounds. Matt, this is a really interesting fight because if you asked me 2 years ago who's going to win this fight, I would have said overwhelmingly Claudia Gadelha. I mean, there was a huge separation between these two. You go back that far, she was fighting Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She was fighting her even before that. Whereas Alexa Grasso, she's coming in the UFC off an Invicta run. She looked good. She won her first fight in the UFC, and then it's just alternating wins and losses. But for Gadelha, it's kind of been the same, and she hasn't really looked like that same fighter that we saw taking on Joanna Jędrzejczyk or Jessica Andrade.
You don't even need 2 years. Funny enough, if you would ask me before both ladies' last fight, with Gadelha coming off the loss to Antsarov and then Grasso beating Kovalkiewicz, I'd say, oh, Grasso wins this 100%. I'm going to do the opposite as you, though. I think that the Grasso loss to Carla Esparza in her last one really took a lot of the shine off her for me. Because if you look at what Grasso does well, she's a good striker. She stands up high. She's good speed and decent power for the division. But she cannot get up off her back. All Claudia has to do is, if she's in a little bit of trouble, take Grasso down, and she can stay on top of the rest of the round.
And that's the point that I bring up. You know, I bring up Claudia Gadelha taking on Jessica Andrade. Because if you watch that fight, Andrade mopped the floor with Gadelha. She took her down. She moved position. She struck. She was good on the feet. She was good on the ground. And that's pretty much the game plan. She's going to be taking on Rose Namajunas coming up soon, which is a fun fight. But as far as this one's concerned, Andrade is taking on Namajunas.
I didn't know that.
Good to know. Continuing on, you look at this fight, and Alexa Grasso, she's decent on the feet, but she's not great on the ground. For Claudia Gadelha, she used to be quite well-rounded. If she's able to get it done and get the takedown, I think she'll be able to get the win. And as far as the odds are concerned, minus 120 favorite is Gadelha, minus 105 is Grasso. They're very close, and it's almost at par. But 69% of 1,002 voters over on Tapology are picking Gadelha to get the win here. If Gadelha's going to get the win, like we said, she's got to get it done by taking Grasso down and just wearing her out. But if Grasso is going to be able to get the win, what can you predict here? How is she going to be able to get it done?
So before the Antsarov fight, I did think that Gadelha was still one of the top women in that division. But that fight showed that if you are a long-rangey striker and you do have pretty good speed and cardio, you can beat her. You can just stay away from her because she doesn't have good cardio whatsoever. That's the problem with Gadelha. She's never had good cardio, and it's never really been something that she's fixed as her career's gone on. That was a really big problem with Amanda Nunes when her career first started. But if you look at her now, she never gets tired. She hits really hard, and that's a big problem. But with Claudia, I feel like she's going to be able to get the win. Grasso's going to be able to fight like Nina Antsarov in moments, but the fact that Antsarov was able to get up after she was taken down, and I don't think Grasso's going to be able to do that same thing. So I'm going to say Claudia's going to win by decision. I don't think this is going to be the most exciting fight on the card, but I do feel like Claudia's going to be able to win the decision and get her back sort of in that top 5 of the division.
Yeah, when you're alternating wins and losses like that, it's good to see a fight like this on the main card because it's kind of a litmus test of what to expect next. I mean, both of them, like I said, they're at weird spots in their career. You have to try and right the ship, and especially on a pay-per-view like this, you can kind of figure it out. I'm also going to go that route. I'm going to say that Gadelha is going to be able to get it done by decision. But it's an interesting fight. I'm eager to see what's next for who wins and maybe even who loses. So you're not going to want to miss the rest of our 2-minute predictions for the main card. You can go back and check the prelims, but we're going to have 5 minutes for our main event with Conor McGregor and Donald Cerrone. Coming up next with Fight Night Picks, let's get into it.